Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome to the League's Best Randomizer League Season 6 for the Open League. We are in the conference finals here. This is going to be a Game 2 match between our two teams here. We're the BOINGERS and the Psyducks-Psychos. Those BOINGERS is going to be represented by, I believe, and Psyducks-Psychos is going to be represented by Yoshi. How's it going, folks? I am Wolfling037, and joining me on the mic tonight is Tracy M. Tracy, what do we got today?
We got some spoiler action, which means that both our runners are going to have pilots in their heads, in their ears, telling them where everything is, where everything needs to go, where their runners need to go.
That's right. So once they start going here, there is going to be the normal wall that is put up for runners is going to be gone. Their pilots are going to be allowed to look at each other's screens. They're going to be allowed to look for other information here. And we're going to get started here with a small key to this dungeon. So there's a Hyrule Castle small key. Interesting.
All right, yeah, we got our pilots are for So and the Boingers. We have Pitloban and Crackeritos. Got Yoshi covered. Right now we working on the feed here, but we'll get that straightened out.
Yeah. So Yoshi's going to be doing a hula here. This is actually a good thing because that is going to give them some time to get some items found.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I'm not a fan of this play at all. I like the play where runners go straight into Kakariko. There's always something there. You might as well just start picking things up. You can always go get this money later if you need to, but it's a relatively common play.
well, yeah, and it's actually sort of smart in Spoiler because that gives us a little bit of time for the pilot to read the seed. Boingers, meanwhile, they read the seed, they scrolled down and immediately saw that the crabs had bombs, and they picked up a bunch of them already, so they're good to go on bomb routing.
Yeah, that sort of stuff is all in there. Like the 300 rupees that So just picked up, unless Zora money becomes a problem. He's not going to need to ever do a hula hand, so that's just a time waste as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see what happens going on. We're going to see our runners go into Kakariko from So from the north and Yoshi from the south, it looks like.
Yeah. We'll see if that little bit of time for Yoshi's pilot to read the spoiler log would have been a worthwhile endeavor.
I mean, unless he can do a complete cack skip, which just never happens. Okay, we're going to see So in Blind's Hut. And yeah, just a note to everybody, we are not going to be looking at the spoiler log. I tend to look at it late in the seed because I like to, if they skip a lamp, I want to know just how bad that location was if they skipped it, that sort of thing. But otherwise, I'm going to be flying mostly blind. I know, Wolflink, I know you just don't like to look at it at all, so... Eventually, we'll share some things at it. So any of you in chat that have looked at it, please don't spoil it for everybody because it's very readily available. Book in the back of Blindside and a hook shot. So a couple of relevant things there for So.
Yeah, hookshot was in the chicken hut. Looks like there's nothing in the back of the well, at least. Small key to Thieves Down picked up. Big key as well to Ice Palace.
Yeah,
so,
that Ice Palace big key is probably I don't have time to check the big chest right now. It's free, grab it, because typically you don't need the Ice Palace big key.
So there's probably something in Desert here. Something that our tracker can do for us. Shout out to our tracker, by the way, Sacrachuts. Because our runners have access to all the prize information, they are not going to be checking their map whatsoever. So we're going to get all that updated for you immediately. And in addition to that, we'll also know what the medallions are because of the spoiler log as well. So we'll get that tracker updated for you guys, hopefully in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're never going to check their map, so... Okay, so about to get that hook shot. And
yeah, this looks like it's Key Sandy too, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It is Key Sandy,
yes. But I mean, they're still not going to be looking at their maps ever, whether it's Key Sandy or not. They're just never going to check. And they're probably not going to pick up the map, so the letters won't appear on the sides.
Yeah.
And we got a bit of a route divergence. So I was gonna go do some South Shore stuff. There must be something in Saha's hut that Crackerito really wants Yoshi to go ahead and get right now.
Yeah, and Sahasra, or the Book of Adora must lead to like an early desert play. There must be something there. Mirror is found as well.
Mirror is kind of important, and a small key to something I missed, and a bow. So yeah, very important stuff. And in fact, Zo's turning around and doing going to the castle. It looks like.
Yeah, so
and we are gonna dip into Eastern. So okay, we're gonna do. There must be something here. Maybe the big key. We still don't have the maps and compasses. Sorry, the pendants and crystals listed.
Well, we can kind of glean them based on what they've been picking up. So they did pick up a pod small key. That's what Yoshi picked up there in the back of Sahasra's closet. And they have the Book of Adora, and they have the big key to, I believe, Ice Palace. So there could be some reasons here that we have crystals at Desert, Ice Palace, Thieves Town, but we, of course, we'll get that information.
At all. I wouldn't say that at all. Like, if you've a big key in Kakariko in a place you're already going to, you just pick that up, because if it turns out you need it and you miss that you needed it, that's just a big waste of time to have to go back for it. So that doesn't really tell us anything. Now, Yoshi picking up the Desert big key over in Eastern means something's going on in Desert, whether it's pendant or crystal. We don't know yet. Our tracker's working hard on that right now. But yeah, it could just be something in the big chest. We just don't know yet.
I believe that was a power glove we just saw there. So I think it looks like this is going to be an early... Yeah,
that we just flat out need.
And there's the fire rod. Okay, so Desert is looking like it's having some critical thing if they're getting all these pieces this early. Maybe the Moon Pearl's there on the boss?
Or well, yeah, the fire rod would give us the boss. But yeah, the Cadence Mario, we need that.
Back of the palace.
Escape. It's going to give us something.
Big key to Skull Woods.
That's an interesting one. Small key to Skull Woods. So half magic is the main goal there, probably. One small key to Skull Woods is good, because now if there's anything... you don't actually need any small keys to Skull Woods, but there are several chests there that if you don't have a small key, you have to jump down the hole. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get to the boss. So having that small key is useful. The big key, it's possible that, again, you're there, it's there, grab it. Or it's possible that it is something relevant.
Interesting. Yoshi's not getting the glove that we know about from elsewhere, and is just going into Desert Palace without it.
He may not be playing to beat it. Where was that fire rod? I don't see that marked.
That was in the bonk. Oh no, that was in the dam, I think.
Okay. Oh, it's a pod small. Okay. Yeah, he just wants the Moon Pearl, I think.
Yeah, so I think I made a good call there, and we did the Moon Pearl. Alright, we do have pendant and crystal information coming in now. Eastern Palace is the green pendant. 5-6 Thieves Town, Misery Mire, Crystal Desert, and Hera, at least for the Light World. It looks like we also have pendant Skull Woods.
Oh, there's some boots on the ledge. Well, that's a really good reason to rush to Desert. We don't need to beat it now. We just want those boots.
Okay, so all our pendant information is here now. We have Potted Skull Woods as our pendants. And so we have Swamp, Ice, and Turtle Rock as crystals. Don't need to know what the medallions yet, but we'll get that information momentarily.
Now we're going into Hyrule Castle. Yeah, Yoshi's going to Hyrule Castle. Looks like So's gonna go pick up those boots. But yeah, that could be a big difference. We'll see how much time. Because Yoshi beelined it for Eastern. to go get all the stuff he needed to go ahead and get the boots. Whereas So started to go down to South Shore, then kind of made a detour and kind of wandered around other places. So not sure when he's getting to those boots. Okay, there's that fire rod. They both have it now.
Yeah, they both have the fire rod now. Honestly, I'm not sure I 100% like Yoshi's routing here in particular because he didn't get the gloves right away.
Yeah, I mean, skipping the glove seems kind of odd, but everything else, there's a glove. Okay.
Yeah, so this will be a forced double div of Desert Palace, which... Well, that's one of the things here we should probably mention here about the spoiler log. Our runners have a pilot, as we mentioned, but the pilot has no prep time to read the log. So these sort of routing mistakes can happen.
All right, Yoshi's going to get his half magic from the back of Escape and probably pick up those keys for Skullwoods as well. Like I said, they're free, and you don't want to leave them behind if you find you need them later. Is skipping the big key. Okay, so it looks like Crackerito maybe had enough time to figure out that there is nothing in the Skullwoods big chest, which is literally the only thing the Skullwoods big key does.
Yeah.
Even if it were a pendant, or sorry, even if it were a crystal, you don't need that big key for anything else.
Oh, freezing the antlion here is not a really great thing because you got to deal with that sinkhole, but gets through it.
Yeah, we don't have a sword yet. Both our runners are going to have boots very soon, and we don't have a sword yet, which is always interesting.
I think you can use the Cane of Samaria there. It does fighter sword damage with the block.
Yeah, I'm talking about using the boots without a sword. The Cane of Samaria is not helping you there. And we're gonna, yeah, and it's also not gonna help you through the dark cave to rescue the old man. But we can use bombs to get our bearings. I personally would be using the hook shot, but that's how I do this if I don't have a sword. Hook shot or a boomerang or something like that. But yeah, not having a sword for dashing is very awkward. Fortunately, the old man just gives us 10 arrows for our troubles. But yeah, So is going to go ahead and finish this off with half magic and fire rod. This will be very easy without a sword. As you get up to 16 shots depending on how you light your torches. Probably will only have 14 shots, but that'll be enough. Since you only need 6 to land.
Yeah, meanwhile...
Cave with an item.
Yeah, meanwhile, Yoshi is probably not going to bother going to the desert. There's the hammer.
No, Yoshi will do desert when he does Mire.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Like, he's probably going to commit to the 1-2 punch there.
Still no sword, though, to dash through those bushes.
But we do have Dark Old Axes now, so...
And lots of money for So, as he gets the second 300 there. Yeah, you still don't have flippers there, Yoshi. We're not even going to Hype Cave, so it's got nothing.
And Stumpy has the flipper.
Yeah, you classic. I know where the flippers are. Therefore, I have them because the way he was jumping into that water, it looked like he was expecting the. It looked like he was expecting the to be able to swim there.
All right, let's see what's in the bonk rocks here.
Oh, the lamp. Okay. I think that's worth. Maybe the Yoshi is not going to pick that up. Let's see. Eastern is a pendant. Pod is a pendant, but we will have to do Mire and Turtle Rock. You don't really lose time in the Turtle Rock dark room because it's just the rail maze. So really it'd be just for Mire and possibly for a torch glitch if we don't get silvers.
Yeah,
Yoshi wants mitts immediately. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I started getting the lamp makes me think that the other bow's in a really bad spot.
No, I don't think that lamp was in a bad enough spot to skip it, unless you just really don't need it. A lot of things. I mean, it's the amount of time it took him to pick that up will probably be made up in the Mire darkroom alone.
I suppose that's fair enough.
And since Yoshi went right by it and did not pick it up, like, he doesn't feel like he needs it as much.
And there's the Quake medallion, and as we now get our medallion information on our tracker here,
we do need that. That's going to be important. Getting us into both Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yep, one medallion fits all this scene.
Kind of nice when that happens. Another small key to pod for So. Ideally, you only need 2 of those to get to the boss, and you don't need to get anything in the dungeon, but that never happens. So's gonna do his nice little hover to get this hammer. We'll save some time. Ice Rod on Lake Hylia. That's a fun one. That's the one where you hope you've scouted it, because otherwise you might not be getting there for a while if this wasn't a spoiler log.
Yeah. Meanwhile, both runners should have Kena Samari, I believe, because that was in the flooded heart piece location. So
yeah. Okay, so now that we have all our information, we can kind of start talking about the things we need. We need swords.
I think that's all we need.
We need swords. No, we need a flute, and we need a lot of keys. So for Turtle Rock alone, we need 2 more keys. For Pod, we could need anywhere from 2 to 5 keys, depending on what's all in there. Hopefully, we just need the 2. Actually, literally, you can do Pod with just 1 key if you want to go down the right side. So if there's nothing else there, you could just go down the right side and finish it up. But we don't have the big key there yet, so I'm trying to think what big keys we are missing. We're missing a lot of those. We don't care about the Hera big key unless the big chest has something, because we have the hook shot to do it with. Swamp Palace, we need that small key for Swamp. Thieves Town, we need the big key. Ice Palace, we don't care. And we actually have access to the big key. So picked up Yoshi did not, it looks like. And Mire big key, and again, TR, we need at least 2 more small keys and a big key. So we need a lot of keys. And oh, by the way, when you're doing a search in your text file for Indospora, a lot of keys are a pain to look for. Because you have to put it in a very specific way, or the thing yells at you. Because you don't want to just look for keys. Flute, where was that?
Yoshi just picked it up.
Okay, so
it was Pod. It was in the skeleton chest and down here in Pod.
Yeah, so we're gonna need 1 more Pod small, because he's already opened up the door. Well, at least Yoshi will. You could route this in a way to not, have to loop around a couple times. That's never fun, though. There should be Pod keys available somewhere.
Well, this is a pendant, so there's no reason for them to stick around if they don't have to.
Oh, that's true. There's that big key to Mara we need. And yeah, that might be all we need. I'd be in Pod. Pendant Pod likes to have things. Because why shouldn't it? Are we going to go for the hover here? We are going for the hover. But, so maybe you need to pick up that flute? Okay, now Yoshi's getting the lamp. Okay. Yeah, like that's just too quick to skip it on the I can do dark rooms. We all can do dark rooms, but like even the best dark room runners are still gonna lose time over people with the lamp. Again, more in Misery Mire than in Turtle Rock, because Turtle Rock, the rail maze is pretty much is what it is.
I can only do dark rooms to some degree. Like, I will say this openly, I absolutely refuse to learn the Aghanim dark rooms. If I need to do it, give me the lamp.
Well, I mean, it's easy with the fire rod. And you need fire to finish the game. So literally the only way I would consider anything other than a multi-world would be if the fire rod was sitting on the lumberjack. And that's extremely rare that both that and no lamp happens. And we're going into Ice Palace for Yoshi.
So Ice Palace is a crystal, but we don't need the big chest. So this might just be for the crystal clear.
I think this is all. It's only for the crystal clear. There are chests that you can open on the way, but Yoshi did not. It looks like Yoshi did not pick up the big key.
Yeah, so we can probably safely assume there's nothing like the Thieves Town big key here, unless it's just on the way from doing the.
I mean, there's still a bunch of chests you can access.
Yeah, I was about to say that unless it's on the way through doing Icebreaker, I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, but there's a sword.
Okay, that'd be nice to have. I mean, Yoshi will be fine with the fire rod. With 16 shots from the fire rod, that he should be able to do this fight. I mean, even with the only you won't. He will need to. I don't think he's got a bottle, so actually this is not quite free because he's going to need to use 8 shots just to break the shell, and then 8 more shots. Then he'll have 8 shots to get the puffs, which you might say that's not enough, but with splash damage, if you can get him in a corner, it's pretty good. But he doesn't have a sword, so it's gonna be hard. Okay, there's a sword. I thought there might be a sword because trying to get those puffs into a corner without a sword is. I'm not sure there's a strat for that.
I mean, there's hammer
strats. As chat points out, the hammer can be used for the finish. You don't. If you get those puffs in the corner, you don't need the hammer with the sword spin into the corner. So we'll see if that's kind of the backup strat. Essentially, is the hammer if anything goes wrong.
And I do want to point out that So's pilot is doing an excellent job around the seat here, because getting the sword here first means they're going to get the Master Sword going forward, and Master Sword will be a little bit easier to use against Cold Stare.
A lot of runners do prefer the hammer, even if they have the Master Sword. I prefer the Master Sword because a Master Sword spin does the same damage as a hammer, and sometimes will double and triple hit. So, yeah. See, he already got him already left the corner, so he's gonna have to finish this up with the hammer. But missed that last shot, so now we're down to sword spins and hammers. And the sword spin will do damage, but it's a really slow fight with Fighter Sword. So yeah, that Master Sword is gonna make this a lot easier for So if the fight gets away from him like this.
I'm more worried about the health situation for Yoshi. Careful.
I mean,
there we go.
This is spoiler. It's the health situation is always an issue. What big key do we have? Hey, the Thieves Town big key. That's why we came here.
I had a
You
suspicion
said there was nothing here.
Well, no, I was suspecting that there was like the big key to Thieves Town, but I had that secretly in the back of my head. I didn't mention it, and then it suddenly showed up. So what? I don't know. Mushroom in the big chest, though.
That's okay. So's doing more stuff now. That mushroom could just be for safety if Powder's in a really awful spot. Do fake Powder at the top of GT or something, or it could be a mistake for Yoshi's side if that mushroom is required.
Or it could just be for fake powder.
That's what I just said.
Well, no, I mean, like, it could be just for fake powder for Magic Bat.
Or it could be for Magic Bat, yeah, I suppose. Still only on 3 hearts. We'll not be able to take a hit on the Cold Stare fight regardless. That's not ideal. I mean, he's beeping now, so even less. Yoshi heading up to the mountain. Okay, gets him into the corner. Doesn't keep him there, though.
Actually, really careful. Whoa! Even one of those stray ice chunks is enough to kill.
Okay, there we go. Nicely done, so.
Meanwhile, Yoshi did go to the lower part of Paradise. He picked up a couple items there. I did not quite catch what they have, but it looks like they have the Cane of Burna now.
Yep, I did see the Cane of Burna.
And it looks
could
like
mean
also a
Spike
bottle.
Cave. Could mean Spike Cave, because Spike Cave, you're not doing it without a safety in spoiler, because it takes 14 hearts to do it without any kind of safeties.
Yeah, they also seem to have picked up a bottle. I didn't quite see what was there. Another sword there for Yoshi. Sword.
Okay, so we're going to be untempered for Ganon, so that's not so bad.
Depends if Yoshi goes to get the sword that So got. We'll have to wait and see on that regard.
Why wouldn't he? That one's right by Thieves Town. He's got to do Thieves Town anyway. Small key to Turtle Rock. We need some of those.
To be honest, the reason why I didn't mention that is because I forgot where it was. There's a lot of things happening, to be fair. Small key to Swamp Palace.
Yep, we need that too.
Yep.
Okay, so swimming over to the man under the bridge, it looks like. I think we saw this earlier from Yoshi. I forget what was here.
Oh, the Quake Medallion.
Ah, yes, yep. An important item. Kind of like the way Yoshi routed it in with Pod. It's just really nice to be able to mirror there. We can do Thieves Town now? Yeah, see Yoshi's gonna go get that sword right here and probably just do Thieves Town now.
I see no reason not to.
100 rupees, it's nice.
Yeah, I see no reason for him not to do Thieves Town at this point.
I think Soul might be hitting Swamp Palace. Yeah, for spoiler, these routes are fairly different. It's always interesting. Sometimes in the spoiler races, you'll get very similar routes. And other times, things very different. We're gonna get the ice rod. That is an important item.
Yeah, and I actually, now that I think about it, Yoshi getting the Cane of Burna, that is also a nice little panic button for the blind fight, especially with half magic.
It is. So, yeah, you can just turn that on and just stand there with half magic. Without half magic, you gotta be a little more careful about its usage.
Yeah, but with half magic, you pretty much win the fight with just the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, I mean he'll do the script. It's basically if he gets off script, you just turn that on and let it do its thing because the script is still gonna be faster.
Yeah, script also allows it to be safer. Ooh. So meanwhile, taking a hit from a Zero Bomb. Danger Zone health. Gotta be careful.
Ah, he was fine. Yeah, we're always at low health in these, and So has not picked up a heart.
Ugh, give me a great panic attack with that Zero. Oh. That would be a good time to mention here that the So here is using Super Guitar Bros music.
All right, so yeah, the nice thing for him, there are like health is actually pretty freely available. I noticed on Yoshi's side, it turns out the stun prize is a heart. So if he's really in trouble, he could stun some enemies and get some hearts. But yeah, this one heart, this no extra heart run from So. If he can finish this with 3 hearts, I will be very impressed. Big Kid Turtle Rock in the big chest of Thieves Town. I didn't even realize our runners had picked up the Thieves Town small key, but it's a good thing they did.
I think that was one of the first keys they picked up, even. So
might have been, yeah.
Oh!
Wait, let's see. Does he have a fairy?
No bottles.
Nope, no bottles would mean no fairy. All right, another dungeon down for Yoshi.
Part of me is
Alright, where are
wondering
we
if
headed?
I just had a random thought. I wonder if So and his pilot's routing is being a little bit more aggressive so they don't get complacent. They are a game up here.
Oh,
So
maybe.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to keep the pressure on here. So they're just gonna route aggressively.
I still would rather have a few hearts. Just, I mean, 5, like the 5 for Yoshi is not a bad number because at least keeps you alive in a... Well, I guess the full-on Ganon hug would kill you if you have less than 8, but 4 is kind of a number, is generally the highest number that any enemy will do to you is 4. So 5 means you have enough to survive that.
I meanwhile would probably be a coward. I would have probably liked to have 6 hearts and at least some armor. Oh!
Yeah, it's a CM right there. That's a second death for So. There's a lot of things in Thieves Town that do 2 hearts of damage. So if you're not full health...
That's a crushing hit.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we have Yoshi entering Swamp Palace. We're not going to grab the Specky key.
Something's here in the Sylvan room.
We are doing the compass chest. Swamp Palace is a deceptively dangerous dungeon, especially on low health. There's a lot of things that do little bits of damage all over the place. Yeah, I'll take those silvers. Those silvers are worth it, especially since we have Kill Vitreous. But yeah, these you could kind of get, cut and scraped to death in this dungeon if you're not careful.
Yeah, and the silver. Yeah, silver is just gonna make this seed more or less free in terms of combat now. Defensively, though, we're kind of still paper, but at least we've got some decent offense.
Yeah, we'll have to look up where the male upgrades are later. Alright, there's that big key to Turtle Rock for So. Alright, 2 boss fights. Dueling boss fights, see who finishes their boss first.
Probably gonna be blind at this rate. Yeah, Yoshi's playing a little bit careful. Yeah, Yoshi was a little careful. Gonna be doing the ice attacks. There we go. And just some leftover explosions on Argus, but that's another crystal on the board for Yoshi and Psyducks-Psychos.
Yeah, both runners getting a crystal. So now we're tied at 3, with So having already done Desert and Yoshi having just done Swamp. It puts Yoshi in maybe slightly better position, given that Desert's a relatively quick dungeon and be able to do it right with Misery Mire. And So has to do this mountain stuff. Yoshi still needs a TR small, so he's gonna go get it here, Mini Moldorm Cave.
And the big
And
key
the
to Gannon's
Gannon's Tower big key. I don't think So picked that up when he was over here. I swear he just picked up that Turtle Rock small key.
If
That could be a problem.
If So picked it up, I missed it. Oh, the bottle's even empty. Ooh. Alright, well, So just getting the bottle, not the cane of Burna.
More hover prowess. Yeah, and somewhere around here there was the third sword.
Third sword was in Super Bunny, I remember now.
Yeah, I knew it was in the mountain. But yeah, we have Mystery Mire for Yoshi. We basically have everything we need from what I can see.
Yeah, I think we're in go mode.
I mean, they're in go mode from the start. It's spoiler. But we have.
Okay.
We
In terms of
do
what
have
we
all
see.
the things we need. We do
In
have
terms of
all
what
the. Except So needs to go back and get that GT big key out of Mini Moldorm Cave, assuming that we both saw correctly that he missed it.
I'm not 100% sure if he did get it or not.
I don't think he got it. If anybody in chat can tell us otherwise. There's that small for swamp for So. But yeah, he still has things to pick up. He's gonna go get that tempered.
Yeah, So also missed the heart container here, so they are definitely not caring about health.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to feel behind at this point, and you know, one of the difference in these spoiler log races is the runners can watch. There's no rules against watching because you know theoretically everybody has the same info, so they can watch each other. They can watch the restream. The pilots can watch. I think are we just gonna do? Yeah, we're doing Turtle Rock right now. Makes me wonder if there's any safeties in here, but like. We haven't gotten any for So. Like 3 hearts, Turtle Rock, green mail. Sounds like a horrible idea.
It really does. And yes, just to clarify for any first-time watchers here about Randomizer here, normally we do these in sort of like a closed room scenario in which the runners are completely blind to what the other runner is doing. Due to the nature of the Randomizer, all the information has to be gathered normally. But because this is a piloted spoiler log race, that all the information is available to both the runners' pilots, so there's no need for any sort of secrecy.
So Yoshi note that Yoshi did not do silvers on Vitreous, and I think that's because his arrow count is not great. At 14, or would have been 16 when he walked in. He's gonna need some of those arrows for later.
So
it might have gotten him below the 4 you need for Ganon, even, in which case, yeah, probably better off to just not use him right now. I mean, he probably knows he's got a bit of a lead here, so can just play that a little bit safe. Gonna go ahead and knock out Desert right now.
By the by, I think the Boing Boing Burgers heard you, and they picked up a heart container.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, don't open the door here, because logically, Turtle Rock needs 4 small keys, and that's because there's a small key that locks that chest that we're not picking up there.
And that is really correct. Thankfully, the spoiler log, they know what's in that chest, so they can skip it safely. But, again, for those who may not have seen this for the first time, all we're talking about with the key logic here is it just basically prevents you from putting yourself in a situation where you don't have enough keys to finish the dungeon. It's a foolproof protection to ensure you always have a key for any given door. And actually, the Lambos here, who just fell on Yoshi's side, is actually the prime example. because you could just take one of the small keys and open the front half, although that's not recommended. But in that case, due to the key logic, that means you also need to find the small key in addition to the big key for this boss to be in logic.
All right, so just so everybody knows, now that we know where all the required things are, Yoshi's not getting any male upgrades. He could have picked one up in Misery Mire. There's one in the big chest. The other one is in the Palace of Darkness Dark Basement. We're not going anywhere near there. So this green male is all he's getting. Now, So hasn't done Misery Mire yet. Could choose to get the male upgrade there. Did not see. It is kind of out of the way. It's not that far out of the way. With fewer, well, he's got 4 hearts now, so maybe he's gonna feel like that's enough. Powder is at the Pyramid Fairy. We're not getting that. Definitely not getting powder. That's way too far out of the way.
Yeah, so that makes sense that the mushroom is in logic, but I'm assuming the lunchroom has nothing, but we'll see that later in the epilogue credits.
The last sword is in the Stalfos room of GTs, which we're probably not doing. I mean, if that was your tempered, you do it, but it'll be gold sword. These runners aren't gonna need that.
Nah, I can see them not needing that. But yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be TR Hera now for Yoshi. Finishing the dungeons in pairs is always a nice thing to see.
Yeah, being able to do TR and Hera at the end of your run is always good. Meanwhile, So has to go back, needs to do... We'll do Hera at the end as well. But does need to go finish up Mire, does need to go finish up Swamp. So yeah, there's a pretty decent lead that Yoshi's built up here. Now, this is the one mode where you have to take the possibility of dying a little more seriously, just because, we're 5 hearts green male on Yoshi's side. I bet he picks up the 6 heart that So picked up. But that's still 6 hearts green male. That's still not safe. So, more so than a lot of other modes, things can happen. But at this point, some things have to happen for So to catch up.
Yeah, I think...
Do you remember where that heart container was? Because I didn't see it.
He had it by this point, so it was up on the upper floor.
Okay, well, yeah, because he certainly wasn't picking it up at in the big key chest. That would just be really, really dumb unless all your TR smalls are completely free. Okay, chart was chain chomps from our tracker, Sacrajuts. Thank you for doing the tracking. Always our MVPs. So heads into Swamp Palace. I assume he'll pick up the silvers as well. Apparently Laser Bridge also had one, but we did not pick that up. And So gonna go ahead and pick up the Specky key. He'll skip a different key somewhere. I personally like to skip the key in the Phelps room, the big watery room at the end. Are we getting silvers? Yes, we are. I think this just saves enough time. Much more out of the way than this, then you probably skip them, but I think this is still in that level of saves enough time.
Well, consider the lack of armor safeties that we're going to be having this run. It makes a lot more sense to not get close to cannon. And Yoshi just had a little trip up there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's a reason you pick up Canaverna. This room right here. Just fire that Burna on while the fire bars are near you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't help Yoshi from missing the initial little block summon. Unfortunately, the Hokoboku was in the way.
Alright, so it's going to be facing Argus while Yoshi is going to be finishing up Trinex. So we'll finish this first, but still has other things to do. Basically, the problem for So right now is he's basically a mountain climb behind. He has to climb. He's got to go. They both have Hera to do. Oh, he's also got Myra to do. So that's even more so.
Can I just say how clean that Argus fight was? By the way, that was just
a
like
very nice Argus fight. Yes.
that was like perfect. I don't think it could have gotten any better than that.
All right, so it's gonna head over to Meyer now. So he's gonna be basically, and he's also got to get this last. He's also got to get the GT big key, which is over here, and so he'll have all his items that are hard required.
He did miss it, so.
Yeah, I thought he went in here and just picked up the TR small.
Yeah, at this point, with Yoshi being a full dungeon ahead, I think it's safe to say that this is Psyducks-Psychos' race to lose.
Yeah, this is gonna be. He'd have to make a lot of mistakes at this point. A death late in a GT climb could be an equalizer. That's not something you see very often, but you also don't usually see GT climbs with 5 hearts green mail.
Positive stress for that. I didn't even know there was positive stress for that for the speed Hera pot. I gotta make a note to learn those then.
Yeah, just learn the bread pot. It's super free and easy, and you always have it because you never guaranteed to have boots here.
Another
small
in the dark
pod.
Yeah, they always gotta show up somewhere. All right, with that though, that is the 7 crystals, and our runners already have the biggies. There's no reason to play the guessing game, unfortunately.
Yoshi's got a big enough lead that I could see picking up that blue mail over at the Stalfos room. We'll see what he decides to do.
I thought you said the 4th sword was over there.
Was that the 4th sword I said? I thought let's look at up
armor
again.
was.
Armor was. Oh, armor was at Meyer Big Chest. You're right. Yeah, you're not going out of your way for that gold sword. This doesn't do enough on Ganon. But you do need to pick up a small key, because I don't think we've picked up any GT smalls. So we need to pick up this pot key.
Right. And with 29 silver arrows, so it's just gonna absolutely rinse.
Yeah, he's got plenty of arrows for him to do this fight, and he doesn't have the blue cane, so you can't really do those dash strats that Yoshi was doing. But yeah, to the earlier point, like Yoshi's at 3 hearts right now. He's just gonna keep going because that's really all you can do. Could do the fairies and get a couple hearts back.
Yeah, and if worse comes to worse, Yoshi could potentially just flute the 2, mirror flute the 2, and get himself a potion. But that bottle is empty. It has nothing in it.
Yeah, I'm more worried about getting up the climb. Like that's the devastating time loss, is the death at the top of the climb.
Yeah, but getting to the gauntlet pretty cleanly here. a textbook Lambo. Yep, textbook with silvers. And I'm just gonna easily rinse these woods rooms. Did you actually buy a blue potion?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you go out of your way to get a bottle if you're not going to go fill it up somewhere. So that wouldn't surprise me if we missed that.
I definitely missed it if he bought a blue potion. Probably did that when he went to, I don't know, maybe Turtle Rock.
I mean, it's a flute too, so you can literally do it anytime you want.
It's exactly.
All right, so So's gonna go ahead and finish up Hera here.
Two and a half hearts.
You can get a couple hearts. You'll get a heart back here. Under this pot. Oh, careful. Hitting the switch when he really didn't want to there.
Simultaneous Lambo fights happening.
Yeah, unfortunately for
I said Lambo.
Yeah, you meant Moldorm.
Yeah, I did.
You said Landmo, I heard Moldorm, and it was it was both Moldorms.
I get the worm bosses mixed up all the time.
So I was going to enter GT, but yeah, he's an entire GT climb behind at this point. At this point, all you can do is just, keep playing, and, maybe your opponent makes a mistake. But the mistake really has to be here at this Aga 2. And our runners, once you get here, you shouldn't be taking damage.
Yeah, and even if Yoshi would be taking a lot of damage here, has the Cane of Burner to just, spot dodge. As well as the invisibility frames of the hookshot. But there we go. Aga 2 is down. It is time for Yoshi to fight Ganon. So Yoshi's going to be leaving the tower as So begins his ascent up the tower.
Yeah, but a lot of this was just the extra mountain climb that So had because he didn't do Turtle Rock last. I mean, they both did. They had to do the mountain climb to get to the Swamp Palace Small Key. So that maybe I'm overstating that part of it. There were just other little things, So it took some deaths in Thieves Town. That also didn't help.
Yeah, those were some pretty devastating deaths in Thieves Town. One right at the Maiden was, any death in the deepest part of the dungeon is probably the worst you can get.
Yeah, for sure.
That's easily a minute time loss on its own.
And yeah, we're gonna get to see our slow ROM Burna fight, which you don't get to see every day. Now with fast ROM, Burna is basically free to use other than the magic usage. So. I kind of have mixed feelings about that particular aspect of the fast ROM. Because it makes the Ganon fight easier for me, but it feels dirty to use a free Burno like that.
I do have a question about the fast ROM here, because I actually don't know. Is this just going to be something that is going to be retroactively applied to the randomizer?
It already has been applied to the randomizer. The League is the last tournament that is still using slow ROM.
Okay,
all right. Get those GGs in chat. Yoshi finishing up with an official race time of 53:16, tying up the series. And we will get a game 3, which is always fun.
Indeed. So this is not decided yet. The winner of this match, of course, will move on to the grand finals of the Open League tournament to face... I don't have the team names in front of me.
The other series is Ed was supposed to carry us versus Crystal Roller Crew. That series is at 1-1. In fact, Game 3 is tonight I want to say at 9 o'clock Eastern. I will double check that.
I believe so.
Yep, right here on this very channel. 9:10 if you count stream delay.
Yes, and in case you are currently not aware, the invitational side of the tournament has concluded. So all the remaining matches are in the Open League division here for Season 6.
Yep, and if you want to know what happened in Invitational, I encourage you to look up those VODs. Oh, there's... Yeah, okay. It's the death in the GT climb, and I see a DNF in the race room, and I think that's about where... I mean, he already knows that his opponent finished, and I appreciate and respect players wanting to finish, but I also respect just throwing in the towel when things aren't quite going your way, and you've already lost especially, so... I hope we can get these guys into the Discord.
Yeah, but getting back to that fast run thing, that's just something that I don't have to do anything extra. It's just going to be there, yeah? Because I don't know if I have the fast run. Anyway, we are now joined by So here. GG to you. Good effort on this race.
GG, So. Yeah, just a little bit rough for you guys. Those deaths in Thieves Town.
Yeah, it was the dying twice in Thieves, and we kind of missed the GT BK and the ice rod, and then we're in the heat of the moment. We said, okay, I think we were after only for the TR small to beat TR on on our first EDM climb.
Yep.
But then when we were already half in Facedown, we saw that I think Pete saw they getting the ice rod or something like that, and he told me that he forgot the ice rod on
oh no.
And the GTBK. So at that moment, with we dying twice, we said, okay, let's just keep all the things and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's spoiler, she's climbing GT with green mail and 5 hearts, and things can happen, and a lot more so than in other modes. But yeah, it's tough. Got to be tough when you know that kind of lead is happening.
Yeah, for sure. Because we were trying to figure out what was the best safety options, but there wasn't many hearts in the way. The mayors were pretty
I mean, there was one in Misery Mire that wasn't terrible, but that's out of the way. And then the other one was deep in pod. You're never getting
we were thinking about getting the one in pod, but since it was so in the beginning of the game, and I kind of made a little lead because of my right side hover, so I just had to let's keep going. And I was thinking about getting the Mire one, but when I got into Mire, Yoshi was already a dungeon and a half, so I have to just keep everything and hope for a mistake from him on GT. So
I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do, and it happens.
It happens.
We've seen stranger things happen. So
it's I like spoiler and this kind of modes just because of this of needing to just go for the dungeons, and even with 3-4 hearts, I think it's make the game a little more enjoyable and keep you on the edge of your seat. It's not just, okay, I have red mail, 15 hearts, and I would never under that.
Gold, silvers, red mail, half magic. You're never gonna have that much stuff in spoiler. It's just almost can't happen. Unless you go really, really slow. Like, you could just go get all the things and lose by 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of things we're not going to have here, I'm just going to mention this real quick for those wondering. Psyducks-Psychos has declined an interview here, but GG's to them all the same, and congratulations on tying up the series here.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is kind of the European. I mean, I know you're not in Europe, so, but a lot of players with English not their first language, so never fault anybody for not wanting to hop in those situations.
It's getting late over there.
That too.
We're in the middle of the week, some will have
Yeah,
to
for
work
sure.
tomorrow. Yeah. But GG's to them. Tomorrow is our deadline, so we're just gonna wait for them to pick the mode, and probably the race gonna be at the same time around I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern, around noon or 1 p.m. around the same time that we started today. And let's hope for the best. It's game 3. It's conference final, so I'm glad that we're putting up a good show for.
Now I know I always ask this question. You don't have to answer it because you might not want to tip your hand. What mode would you like to play tomorrow? Now, first of all, are you playing in tomorrow?
No. I already
you have to watch.
Game 1 and I have to watch. I have to just
I
cross
swear
my
that's
fingers.
gotta be. Yeah, I think that's the harder thing anyway. And what mode do you guys prefer? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to tip your hand, but I always have to ask it.
Yeah. I have a guess that they're gonna pick the mode that we're more comfortable, but we'll never know.
Okay. And game 1 was what? Was all dungeons?
Was 80, yeah.
Okay,
80,
so
and we have Randomizer
Red Shrinks and Randomizer both have their own things going for them, so yeah. Usually, it's not unusual for runners to have a huge preference between those two as well.
I don't know. I think it's pretty even. The people in community that hates entrance modes and the people that hates Randomizer.
Yeah, but they're not always the same people.
yeah, exactly. So
I mean, me personally, I'll give me an entrance mode. Don't give me Randomizer. So
Randomizer's fun. It can be fun. There's a couple of rooms that's really trash, but overall it's fun to like I said. I like Sparta because you get out of your comfort zone, and the same with Randomizer. You can't do the same dash lines. You can use the same strats on the room. So I think it puts more to your execution.
And shout outs again to Fearage, and I always blame him for this because he has flat out stated that when he added Randomizer to the league schedule, he gave the boots but no sword on purpose, just for that reason,
just for the
to mess
chaos,
up, just for the dash lines and just make it more difficult. So, all right, anything else you want to add before we go ahead and close this out?
Just give a huge shout out to everyone that made the restream, Wolf, Tracy, Zachary, Drosy that was on the backstage, and everyone that watched. Let's get on tomorrow for the big match, the final match.
All right.
One thing to say about that is no matter what happens there, win or lose, you are at least going to be invited to Season 7 for the Invitational League, so that's going to probably feel great no matter what happens there. Yeah,
for sure. We're trying our best to make to the title, but when we got what we got on any invitational, we just told each other that just let's have some fun right now, and the pressure's on our shoulders. So
the quarterfinals, that's the way the pressure is. All right, congratulations on your run so far, and good luck tomorrow. Also, good luck to the Psyducks-Psychos. That'll be a fun game 3 to watch.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, reminder, everybody, game 3 of the other side of the bracket, Ed was supposed to carry us versus Crystal Roller Crew. They're playing Randomizer. It'll be MeIndM and Norse Kamati versus Zefkill and Ivy Karma. Should be a great one. I'll be right here on SpeedGaming 9:10 Eastern Time in the evening, and looks like we'll have a game 3 for this other series tomorrow around the same time. Not on the schedule yet, but keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for us. Wolflink, pleasure as always.
Indeed as well. Well, folks, make sure to follow our two runners here tonight for putting excellent race folks. And of course, don't forget to follow SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the ALTTPR Randomizer League. Tracy, it is a great comment. You make sure to follow her as well. And of course, our tracker as well, Sackerjuts. And you can drop me a follow as well if you like. But for all of us here at ALTTPR Randomizer League, I have been Wolflink0370, and we shall see you all next time. And thanks for watching. Have a good night, everyone.